Do you feel that you and your security team are fairly compensated? During and since the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, record numbers of employees left their jobs and the Great Resignation continues. March 2022 hit a new high with 4.53 million employees quitting, many of whom had no new job lined up. Of course, employees' reasoning for leaving their jobs varies widely, and many have returned to new positions. But according to McKinsey's Great Attrition, Great Attraction survey, nearly a quarter of those who return to work are at least somewhat likely to leave again. The reasons cited by over 50% of those people? Inadequate total compensation. We've talked to a lot of security practitioners who are feeling similarly undervalued. We've also talked to security leaders who want to make sure their staff don't feel this way, so they can retain the talent they have, and others who want to offer competitive enough packages to bring strong new talent on board in this environment. The key to solving these problems is defining competitive compensation for security positions. Problem is, in our field, information on market compensation hasn't always been easy to come by before now. The 2022 Security and Compliance Compensation Survey Report from the Foushee Group includes the compensation data practitioners need to help land better salaries, more senior roles, and more job satisfaction for themselves and their teams. In this presentation, we're going to answer some common questions about how this resource can work for you. I'm not an HR or compensation manager. I'm a security leader. What am I supposed to do with this report? Even though you may not be the person in charge of defining jobs and setting pay, you can use this information to collaborate with that person on security compensation. The Security and Compliance Compensation Survey Report includes 78 security job titles with detailed compensation ranges for each. More security titles than any other resource. Start out by matching the jobs listed in the report as closely as you can with the positions in your department. You'll need to read the job descriptions carefully to find the right match, since there's a wide variety of titling structures between companies. Next, note the compensation ranges for these jobs and compare them with yours and your team's. If you find positions on the low end or below the scale, take this information to your HR department or compensation manager. What kinds of security titles are included? The report covers a range of titles, including Security Guard, Manager of Security Systems and Training, Compliance and Ethics Specialist, Cybersecurity Manager, Manager of Emergency Preparedness and Disaster Recovery, multiple levels of investigator, threat analyst, and top security executive. A full list of included titles can be found on our website. Can you give me some examples of compensation ranges from the report? As you can see here, the average range for a manager of business unit security stretches from $110,000 to $185,000, with a midpoint of around $146,000. Note the detailed job description with qualifications to ensure strong job comparisons. In another example, the manager of internal investigation earns an average minimum salary of $116,558. An average maximum, nearly $210,000. The report breaks out total cash compensation from business and long-term incentives, so it's important to examine additional compensation benefits to ensure you're comparing apples to apples. Why is this survey report better than the ones compensation or HR typically uses? Compensation managers and, in some cases, HR directors write job descriptions, research and conduct compensation studies, choose pay structures, and develop alternative compensation and incentive plans. The resources that they typically use to determine fair pay generally only include 6 to 10 security positions, so there are often no comparable security jobs in their available data. The Foushee report, on the other hand, includes 78 security job titles, and with the SEC's help, they'll be adding 25 more next year. How can I obtain the report? What does it cost? You can order the 2022 report on the SEC website. Active security practitioners can purchase the report for $995, but if you purchase the report and then convince your compensation professional to participate in the 2023 survey, you will receive a $500 rebate on your purchase. You can find more detailed information, including the survey methodology and rundown of participants, at the SEC website. If you have further questions, the SEC will be holding an informational webinar soon. You can find links to both in the video description.